What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, my name is Shara, and what's up? Welcome. Hi, how are you? For today's video, I'm going to be sharing a brush review. I actually went out and found the Moda Mythical brushes. All the Walmarts that I went to did not have this set, and then I finally went to a Walmart that was out of town. I was actually visiting family in Arizona, and it's a very, very small town over there, so I want to go check out that Walmart because maybe people aren't like grabbing everything like here in San Diego where it's like super big and things just get wiped out really quick here. Well, I went there and they had one more set of these, so of course I snatched it up without even thinking. I was like, I need this brush set, I want to check it out, definitely make a video on it and see how I like it. And then I also challenged myself and created a full face look using these brushes alone. I did not use any other brushes, any other tools except these 5 brushes to create this look. I also went as far as baking with these brushes and everything, so you will definitely stay tuned to check that out and see how it all went down. Before we get to the video, please hit that subscribe button, stay a while, come hang out with me. Definitely love coming out with content, for sure appreciate it. I'm almost at 10K, and once I get to 10K, we doing a giveaway. We doing a very big giveaway. I've had all this stuff that I've just been accumulating and I'm ready to share with you guys. With that being said, if you guys want to find out more about this brush set and how I created this full face, then just keep watching. I've actually already opened up the brush set. I got this when I was out of town and I ended up forgetting a brush to wipe away the baking powder and whatnot, so I ended up just kind of going with what I had and pulled this baby out. I wasn't going to open this brush set because I literally wanted to do a video on this, but I ended up using this, and this actually was really soft and really good, and it actually worked out for brushing away any excess baking. I'm going to go ahead and pull everything out. We do have this blush brush, and it's supposed to define your cheeks for perfectly blended results. Complexion brush, and this is to create an even natural finish with cream or powder foundation. Domed shadow brush, and it applies eyeshadow smoothly to define eyes. Then we have this crease brush, perfect for precision blending in the crease of the eye. The last brush I'm going to be showing you is this angled eyeliner brush, soft angle brush with a chisel edge for a precise line at the lash line or brows. And then there's this super cute holographic makeup bag that it comes with, and then you can obviously stick the brushes in this bag if you need to. I feel like I'm just going to carry this bag around just to have stuff in it. Like maybe put my wallet in there. Uh-oh. I just got the hair stuck. Oh my god. Okay. But I say, did I just really do that? The first brush I'm going to use is the angled eyeliner brush, and I'm going to be using this brush to do my brows. It's not as thin as I'd like the angle to be, but we're going to work with it and we're going to check it out. So I'm just going to take my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and this is in the shade Ebony, and I'm going to get the product on both ends of the brush just so it helps thin it out a little bit as well. So as I'm applying this on, it is actually pretty dense. Like, it's not as flat as I want the brush to be, but it's pretty dense. It's going on there nicely. I like the way that it's applying on the brows. Quickly clean off this brush, and then we're gonna use the same brush to clean the brows with. And to clean the brows, I'm using the NYX Above and Beyond Concealer. Same concept, just taking it and putting it on both ends of the brush. It's definitely getting the product where I want it to go. We got the brows out the way. I quickly put on some primer, threw some color corrector on, and now I'm just going to grab this complexion brush right here, and we're going to get started with the foundation. My go-to Wet n Wild Photo Focus. This one is in the shade Desert Beige. I just put some on the back of my hand. Let's just start blending this foundation out. And this brush is not as dense as I'd like it to be, being a liquid foundation brush. It's definitely not as dense as I'd like it to be, but it is doing the job. It's actually not doing that bad at all. You can see that it's just like blending everything right into the hairline without like getting it all up in the actual hair. When it comes to highlighting, I like using a sponge. That's my go-to, but I feel like this would be actually a really good brush to try and blend out with highlight, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. Pressing it into my skin, it blends out very nicely. And to set the under eye, I'm going to take this blush brush and I'm going to go in with my Ulta pressed powder and banana, and we're just going to pat that underneath the eye to kind of make it a little bit dense. I'm like just grabbing it by like the actual bristles, and it's actually getting it where I want it. Go back to the angled brush and then grab some cream contour just so I can contour my nose. To set the cream contour, I'm going in with the crease brush and this Lisa Frank and Glamour Dolls collab bronzer, and just lightly set it with this powder. Going back in with this blush brush, also picking up this Urban Decay Naked Skin Ultra Definition foundation powder, and I'm going to set the rest of my face. The brush has like multi-uses. Like, it's so fluffy, it has an angle to it, it opens up, you can pinch it together to dense up the bristles. I'm really liking this brush. So let's go back in with this bronzer and the blush brush and start to contour and warm up the cheeks. It's pretty tapered, so I find it the easiest way to contour is hold it at an angle and then go in and blend out the contour that way. I'm going to deepen the contour just a tad with this Wet n Wild pressed powder. This one is in Cocoa. Alright, so I usually bake with a sponge, just like I blend up my under eye concealer with a sponge. Feeling a little risky today. So let's go ahead and use the foundation brush and see what it does. The baking powder that I am using is the Makeup Revolution Luxury Powder in the shade Banana. I'm going to pick up the powder from the back of my hand, pinch the brush, and just lay it straight down. You can obviously see that it's definitely not as pigmented as, like, say, a sponge baking underneath the eye, but it's definitely doable if you do not have a sponge. Since I am pretty limited on brushes, I'm definitely going to just make this a super simple look. I'm going with my Too Faced Peach palette. I have not featured this, I don't think, in a video. I've had it forever. It was sitting in my drawer and I was like, oh, I've barely used it. Like, literally barely used it, so maybe I should use it, right? Going with the Dome Shadow brush and picking up the shade Georgia. Every single time I say that, I feel like I need to sing it. Is that weird? That might be too weird. Let's go with Georgia. And I'm just going to pat that on the lid. We're just going to bring that also in the transition as well. And I'm going to also build it up with Summer Yum. So going with the same brush, placing that right on the lid. Maybe I should zoom you guys in, huh? Don't you want to see a little bit closer? Get with the program, Shara. And then I'm just going to buff the outer line just so it's not harsh as it blends up. I'm going in with the crease brush. We're going to pick up Tempting. And you can see that this crease brush definitely has a taper to it. So it's getting in the crease of my eye very, very nicely. Just going to blend out just a little bit of it, just so it's not super harsh. If you have small set eyes like mine, be very careful with these eye brushes. They're definitely not small, as you can see. It can throw off an eye look if you aren't careful, especially when you start like mixing in darker shadows. Now I'm going to take the shade Luscious with angled brush. I'm going to put a little bit of that on the brow bone. Brush away the baking that we did. I'm going to go back in with my angled brush and hit up Summer Yum. Line the lower lash line. We've used all the brushes to create this full face right now, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up this blush brush and apply some highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of this Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Illuminating Spray. As we let that set, I'm just going to hit the tip of my nose. I usually like to do this with my finger anyways. Bit of highlight on the bridge. To go in with Anastasia's Nicole Guerrero palette, hit up some of that Daydream. Just focus that more on the higher part of my cheekbones. I feel like this brush definitely gives it like a subtle highlight. It's more like a really healthy glow, and I'm really feeling that. I feel like I drank a green juice and ate a kale salad and got this glow. I was going to do the lashes and the lips and everything else off camera, but I figured let me do the lashes on camera. Show you guys that I am still using the Ardell Magnetic Lashes. If you haven't seen this video, it is actually the video before this one. I will have it linked down below as well, but definitely go check it out if you are interested in magnetic lashes. Ardell, just came out with some. I've played with them a few times already after the video, and I'm definitely still loving them. I'm wearing them often. Let me just show you guys how I end up putting them on, just so you guys can see that it's not just the video. Like, I'm actually using them in everyday makeup routine life. One thing that I do differently than the video that I did end up making on the Ardell Magnetic Lashes is I found out that curling my lashes, because my lashes are naturally like bored straight, so I just like to curl them just a little bit, and that kind of helps the lash like stay up as I'm trying to connect the top and bottom magnets together. Once I do have them connected the way that I want them, I just go in and just push on the magnets to make sure that they are clamped on together. That was one thing that I didn't mention in my last video. I wanted to mention it now because I did notice that that does help secure the magnets. And that was first try. Getting way better at this than the first time I ever tried them. I did not finish my look. Let me go ahead and grab this angled brush once more. Go back in with the Anastasia Nicole palette. Go in with Daydream and hit the inner corner with this angled brush. I'm not really a big fan of using brushes for my inner corner. I usually like using my like ring finger because I'm able to warm up the shadow for the inner corner, but I'm actually digging this brush for it. Like, this is actually a first. I've used so many for the inner corner and never found any that I actually really like. That is that as far as a completed look goes with the brushes. I'm going to quickly throw on some mascara, throw on some lip. I'll be back with my final thoughts. So now that I've got my full face on, my hair did, now my final thoughts on these Moda Mythical brushes. The quality of the brushes are actually very good. I did not have any issues with the brushes shedding. They all worked its purpose and more since I was able to create this full face. Even baking with the brush, I mean, like, seriously, that is definitely something that I would take in consideration when purchasing this set. You are like legit able to travel with 5 brushes and use them for a full face if you really needed to do that. Not to mention they are freaking adorable. Who doesn't love the whole unicorn vibe that it has going on? The handles of the brush were very easy to work with. I didn't have any problems with like holding it some type of way weirdly or anything like that. A set that I will be adding to my brush collection and still definitely will be using them. Individually, I can let you guys know exactly how I feel about each brush. The angled brush I did for my brows. I did a little bit of the highlighting in my brow bone, and then I also added some shadow in the lower lash line. Oh yeah, the inner corner. I was able to put the inner corner highlight in my eyes with this angled brush, and I absolutely loved that. I didn't think I was going to like it as much because it wasn't as flat as I am used to. It did its job. Very impressed with that brush. Moving on to the complexion brush. This I used for multi-uses as well. You saw that I did apply my foundation, which it did evenly distribute it throughout. Which I used it to blend out my concealer, which I, like I said, I usually use a sponge for that as well as using a sponge for baking. But I used this brush for both. So for concealer blending and baking, this brush came in handy, which I was very surprised. I didn't think it was going to do its job, but it ended up working out perfectly. I love the way my makeup turned out. Lush brush. This brush right here I used for many different things. I used it for contour, I used it for highlight, able to remove the baking that I had going on. To set my concealer, I used it to set the rest of my foundation. It came in clutch as far as that goes. So this is definitely a multi-use brush, and out of all the brushes, I feel like this is my favorite for sure. I like that you can grip the bristles and dense it out if you need to. You can use the tapered part of the brush to kind of conform right into the hollow of your cheek. Have the domed shadow brush, which was really good for packing on the shadow right onto the lid. I've also was able to bring it up into the transition. It is a bit thicker than what I prefer as far as applying shadow on the lid, but I was still able to work with it. This is definitely a brush that I would use more so on like more everyday type looks. If you are trying to do like a cut crease or something like super dramatic, I wouldn't really recommend this this brush. If you are on travel and you just want to like throw something on, yes, of course, this is like the brush to use. You're able to pack it on the lid. You're able to use it also as a blending brush. So it does have a multi-function use as well. So the last brush is the crease brush. And this brush is also tapered. Use this to set the concealer on my nose when I had it contoured. I also used it in the crease, which the tapered part did come in handy. Literally got into the crease exactly where I wanted it, and then I was still able to blend it out from there. I don't see many crease brushes that are tapered, and I feel like they should make more of them. I got such good use out of this, especially when I wanted it to go right in the crease. It like got right into the crease. I have the bag. The bag is super duper cute, of course. Love the fact that it's holographic. Like, this is my spirit animal right here. Basically my spirit animal. Unicorn, holographic, unicorn, mythical creature, being, whatever you want it to be. It came in a brush set. So I'm very, very happy got this brush set. The bag is super cute. Love the bag. Love the brushes. This is definitely a brush set that I very well could take on travel with me and be very comfortable with using just these 5 brushes and create a full face. I guess that is everything for this video. Like this video if you found it helpful, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll also list my Twitter, my Facebook page, my Instagram, my Snapchat, and my vlogging channel all around this area. All the links will be down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!